Hello everyone, it's TheCanadianWifier here. Now, before I get into today's battle, I wanted to show you something pretty funny. So last night when I stopped laddering in this tier, I finished up around 85, and Call of Locky, who has been on my channel a few times, as you can see, is tied with me, but is 1 point below. And overnight he went and laddered a crap ton, and he got up to like top 40, and I'm sitting down. I actually lost a bunch of battles to start today, and I was down at like 400. And then just recently, when I finally decided to call it quits for today, check out the ladder. I'm fucking right back there, tied with Locky, and once again, I'm just ahead of him because of my deviation. I found that really funny. So, calling you out, Locky. Come on, get your shit together, boy. Anyway, as you can see, I am top 40 in this tier. There's a bunch of familiar names around here, actually. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Anyway, the last two battles during this ladder run, I definitely wanted to bring to you. They're both really interesting and really good battles. I just figured there'd be some quality uploads to start off, and you on my channel this generation. Anyway, looking at the first team preview here, my opponent has a bunch of really commonly used Pokemon in this tier. He's got a Spiritomb, which is just a really solid mon in this tier right now. It kind of puts a stop to Dual Blade, at least with Will-O-Wisp, because obviously Willow can't miss with no guard. Outside of that, I mean, it just basically buys time, and also Crotomb is really, really good. Calm Mind, Rest Talk, and Dark Pulse. Virizion's a very common Pokemon. Justified allows it to switch in and knock off like there's no tomorrow. Sigilyph, most people are running offensive now. There's still a couple people still left trying to run with the freaking Cosmic Power Set. Stop, just stop. The way I play around it personally with this team is I normally go with the Shift Tree, I knock off their Flame Orb as they burn me, and then I can just switch out to Dual Blade and completely wall it. And guess what? You're no longer burned, you have no chance of getting another burn, and I'm just setting up on you with good old Dual Blade. So yeah, Sigilyph, defensive one, stop. The offensive one, really scary. Wheezing is a common Pokemon. Normally it's used for Sock, although Sock does carry Mold Breaker Earthquake, so I don't know, man. I personally, when I run Sock, carry Mold Breaker Earthquake for Wheezing, but who knows, you know, to each their own. Wheezing is a solid mon, though, don't get me wrong. This guy also has a Miltank, which is definitely for fire spam, because if you haven't played NU yet, Magmortar plus Typhlosion plus frickin' Pyroar, plus there's a couple more, Flareon is one, Ninetales is one. There's so many fire types, and with Defog, the Rocks issue is no longer that much of a problem this gen. So you need a good switch in for it. Mine, personally, is the good old Seismitoad. Got my Stealth Rock on there as well. And just, it's all good fun and games. He's got the Miltank. It also offers Heal Bell support. Obviously, Miltank is the switch into Fire Spam because Thick Fat is an ability. So yeah, his team, I can reason out why every single Pokemon is on that team, and it's a very solid looking team. My team, I guess I can go over a legitimate team preview now really quickly. Shiftry is absolutely a fucking monster. I run SD, Max Attack, Max Speed, Life Orb, Jolly, not Adamant, with Knockoff, Seed Bomb, and Sucker Punch. Just standard-ish, kinda. I don't know about the defensive EVs, but I know it's pretty much standard Knockoff, Earthquake, Scald, and Stealth Rock, Seismitoad. You have very standard Swords Dance, Dual Shadow, Iron Head, Dual Blade. It leaves you walled by Pyroar, but you need the Iron Head in this tier. There's too many rocks and fairies that you want to hit, as opposed to steels. There's not that many. I'm running a little bit of speed to outspeed other Dual Blades. It really comes in handy when you're faced up against Dual Blade versus Dual Blade, because you'll always be outspeeding it. You got the standard Quillfish, max HP, max defense. I think this one, I don't know. Every set I run is different, I swear. I know I always run Taunt. I know I always run T-Wave. This one I think has T-Spikes, and it also has Waterfall. T-Wave Waterfall is nice for para-flinching. Taunt is like invaluable. I don't know how people run Quillfish without Taunt. It shuts down so much shit trying to either recover on it or set up on it. Just fuck you, I'm gonna taunt you, I'm a little Quillfish, and I make a gesture and you are so enraged, you gotta attack me, bro. And T-Spikes versus Spikes. On this team, I figured Spikes isn't going to be that useful, and looking at the rest of my team, the only other status I actually have is Para, so if I want to wear something down, Toxic is not a bad option. Also, T-Wave is for Durant. Quillfish in general in this fucking meta is so good. It stops basically every offensive water type. It stops Durant. It's just amazing. Got offensive Sigilyph. I was running 3 attacks Roost, Dual Stab, Heat Wave for Dual Blade, and Roost, but I realized I never actually used Roost, and Ice Beam is really good to hit other offensive Sigilyphs. Really, there's no other reason to run Ice Beam, but if you're in a Sigilyph versus Sigilyph war, Ice Beam is absolutely invaluable as well, because it will allow you to come out on top if they don't actually have Ice Beam. And then in the last slot, you just have max HP, max defense, Smogon Bird, Rocky Helmet, Psyshock, T-Wave, Roost, and U-Turn for the momentum. Let's get into this game. So, I'm going to lead off here with my Quillfish as he leads off with Sigilyph. I cannot even dream of taking a hit from this thing, so I'm going to go right out to Shift Tree, whether he wants to be defensive and I can knock off his Flame Orb, or whether he wants to be offensive and go for Psychic. It's a pretty safe switch. I'm going to go for Sucker Punch, don't want to just die turn 2 to an Air Slash. Now, seeing Wheezing out, I'm thinking maybe Willow, maybe Toxic, maybe just a Sludge Bomb. No, he is Specs fucking Sludge Wave. Go with the Blade Truth set. I can't wait until Blame Truth actually posts a fucking video about SD Dual Blade, and this name just makes even more sense. But for now, it's just a funny pun, as I'm gonna go for Iron Head. He goes out to Spiritomb. I don't know why I switched this in, possibly predicting Will-O-Wisp so I could get him to burn himself, but Wisdom just straight up takes a Shadow Ball. That's bad. I'm gonna U-turn on out of there, go back out in the Mixed Tree. He's scared out. I'm just gonna go for Knockoff. Knocks off the Miltank's leftovers, which is gonna be helpful because obviously Miltank can be a pain to wear down. Don't really want to get Stealth Rocked upon. Don't really want to take a T-Wave. Gonna go out to the good old Xatu. Xatu is a ton of fun to use. If you haven't tried one yet, and then it has yet to let me down. It's so good. I'm going to Roost up, knowing he's probably going to switch out this turn, want to keep my momentum. I'm going to go for solid U-turn, get the momentum, going to go for Sucker Punch again, don't want to risk the Air Slash. And this turn I have a feeling he's going to go for Fire, because Dual Blade is a good switch in, it would roast the Shift Tree, so I'm going to go to Leo's lookalike. Sorry, Leo. And I'm gonna go for fucking Stealth Rock. Residual damage is gonna be crucial on his team. Looking at it, every little bit of 12% really helps me out. Dual Blade completely walls Virizion. Rule number 1 of NU. Complete 100% counter. So I switch it in. He's gonna go to Spiritomb. And on that, I'm going to go with the Mixed Tree. I need this thing out of here. I don't care if I get burned. I don't care if I die. I just need this thing worn right down. I'm going to knock off the lefties. He does let it die, which is beautiful, because that is the first thing that is stopping my Dual Blade from sweeping. He's going to go out to... Oh, excuse me. He's going to go to Virizion and double out to Wheezing, as I go right out into the Xatu. Now, looking at this Wheezing, I don't care if Xatu dies, because Xatu isn't going to be that useful, but Wheezing is also stopping my Dual Blade from sweeping, because +2 Shadow Sneak is not going to kill it from full. I get off the damage, and I'm going to switch out into Sigilyph. Scared out, go for Air Slash, predicting him to want to switch out to his own. And, ladies and gentlemen, fucking Speed Tie. It wasn't even a Speed Tie. I apparently just ran 4 more speed than he did. After that, I changed it to Max, because it's so important outspeeding other Sigilyph. Unfortunately, he's going to come in with Luxray, kill me off. I'm going to go out into the Toad, which baits out the Virizion, and obviously, now that we're all caught back up, Dual Blade walls Virizion. I'm going to go for an SD, as he's going to switch out. I wanted to go for Iron Head, but I figured Shadow Claw was safer. I actually have no idea why I went for the fucking Shadow Claw there. I should have won the game right there. Anyway, I didn't want to risk the Earthquake on this Miltank, which is exactly why I switch out. Absolutely no other reason. Otherwise, I, again, could have just won the game there. But I wanted to play it safe because I knew I had this game, especially now that he let his Wheezing get even more damage off with this Waterfall. I knew I have the game with Dual Blade. So, I'm just going to Waterfall, kill off the Wheezing. I am faster than Specs Wheezing with Quillfish. Quillfish is deceivingly fast, as he's going to go to Luxray. Basad just fucking 2-hit KOs this thing. I don't run that much defense. I do run max HP though, and Seismitoad is a bulky motherfucker. So that is very impressive on that Luxray. I know Guts and Flame Orb and all that is strong, but still. I go out to Quillfish to... I'm trying to bait the Wild Charge there and have him get a shit ton of recoil on himself, so it's easier to kill with Dual Blade, but he doesn't. I go for T-Wave in case he wanted to go with the Virizion. Then I taunt in case he wants to go with the Virizion again. Even though I do have the hard counter to this thing, I really Quillfish is just in here to sack, get a little bit more damage off on his team. And now that Virizion's back, guess what comes in, ladies and gentlemen? Good old Blade Truth. His set here, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. I don't know how we thought of Swords Dance Dual Blade, but I gotta give it to him. It really does well. I asked him in chat what move he went for on that paralysis, and it was just Milk Drink, so it absolutely matters not, as 2 Shadow Sneaks is just going to clean up the game at this point. So that is going to be the game, the first game at least. Blade Truth, like I said, I can't thank you enough, man. That is a great set for dual blade, and I've definitely been using it well on this tier. On to the second game here, looking at his team, he's got Shuckle, and I completely agree with what Lockie said in chat to me privately during one of the games. Shuckle on sticky web teams, which I actually do have a sticky web team if you check out my Pastebin for NU. It was a ton of fun. It was what I used the first night of laddering that got me to top 100. Shuckle is what's on that, but Shuckle really does just scream, bring in Xatu, bring in something to taunt me. All I can do is Encore, set up rocks, and set up web. So I know right away this Shuckle is going to be just complete setup fodder to my Xatu. And I also know he's running a scary looking hyper offense sticky web team. Pyroar completely shuts down Dual Blade because nobody runs Sacred Sword. They all run Iron Head. At least I have yet to come across a single person who runs Sacred Sword. They all run Dual Shadow and Iron Head. As Pyroar is also just, like I said, just another cog in the fire spam machine. Virizion is incredibly good with sticky web support, and even though it's one of the fastest things in the tier, once you add sticky web support, it outspeeds all Scarfers as well, and it literally just sweeps teams. Zangoose, I used it with sticky web support the other night, and it just fucking destroys everything. It's unbelievable how good it is. Facade, and man, it is scary hell. Scary as hell, not scary hell. And last but not least, Samurott. Yeah, excuse me again. Something I haven't seen since Black, White, NU. It was a threat back then because you never knew whether it was going to be special or physical. And it's still a pretty big threat now. Can't just blindly switch in the Quillfish because it could be special launching off Hydro Pumps and the such. Getting into the game, I'm going to lead off with Quillfish in case he wanted to lead off with Virizion or Zangoose or for some fucking reason, I don't know. But also, so that it kind of hides the fact, maybe it would hide the fact that I still have a Xatu. It's exactly what's going to happen. He happens to have knockoff, which knocks off my helmet. Not the biggest deal in the world, but I don't know. It was kind of annoying. I did score some free rocks out of it. I would have loved free sticky web, but he had better ideas. He at least played around with it a little bit. I'm going to T-wave to dual blade, then U-turn out on it. Go out to my Seismitoad on his Samurott. Unfortunately, he has fucking HP Grass, which makes this Pyroar fucking terrifying because I've lost my switch in for it. Even though most Pyroar run HP Grass, they can't kill me in one hit, and I can kill them with Earthquake. He overpredicts there a little bit, which allows me to get him down to 1 HP, but it absolutely meant nothing because I can just come in and outspeed it with Joseph. Unfortunately, Zangoose lives this hit with 4%, and I get brought down all the way down. Really upsetting that he lived just held on. I knew Quick Attack was coming here, but I did not want to risk it in case he predicted the shit out of me and went for knockoff. So I'm just going to go out to Leo. I know I can take a Quick Attack or a knockoff, as he's going to go out to Dual Blade. I'm going to take this time because I know Dual Blade is not going to be that threatening. As long as he doesn't get up to like +4 or whatever. I'm going to set up a T-Spike for that Pyroar. It really is my only shot. I'm going to go for a Taunt to prevent him from getting up any more than +2. And even though I'm doing next to nothing, I'm just going to go for Waterfalls. Maybe I can get some Paraflinches going on. Every bit of damage is good damage. I'm going to also save Quillfish because I know the sneak is incoming at this point. And I can go to Mixed Tree. Unfortunately, he lives at 4% again. And all these 4% lives, I was convinced I had lost right there to Pyroar because my best chance of winning against Pyroar at that point was to go for Sucker Punch with the Shift Tree. Unfortunately, that's not an option now. So he takes Stealth Rock damage. He takes a T-Spike into the back hoof. And that's not a hoof, it's a fucking lion. To the back paw. I sack Quillfish, get a little bit of toxic damage on it, but look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Xatu fucking chewing up the flamethrower. Why we run Fire Blast, ladies and gentlemen, is why we run Fire Blast. Because of that, I'm able to go for a Psyshock, bring him down to the point where he dies after Toxic, and second battle in a row, Blade Truth is just going to sweep from this point. I went for Iron Head straight on the Shuckle because they all carry Encore, and I didn't want to be Encored in. Me and Virizion are both going to SD. He does next to nothing with Leaf Blade, and I just kill him with an Iron Head. So, NU, ladies and gentlemen, N-fucking-U. It is very, very different than it was last gen. Blade Truth is just putting in work like you wouldn't believe. Wall's a bunch of good pokes, Wall's a bunch of other stuff. and just in general, it's a dangerous setup sweeper. Quillfish also, if you haven't made a team with Quillfish yet, what are you doing? Quillfish walls so much shit in this tier. Durant, Feraligatr, Samurott, I suppose, in this battle. I don't know, man. Just anything with a water attack as their main stab. Quillfish, you got it. And like I said, the defensive kind of core between Quillfish and Dual Blade completely shuts down every single fucking form of Durant. You can't even begin to try to get a Durant past a Dual Blade. Shiny Dual Blade, by the way. Very cool. Red sword. All bloody from all the fucking kills he gets. Oh my goodness. Anyway, enough rambling for me. For real. I'm done rambling. I swear to God. Until then, leave a like if you did enjoy this video. And you is back, baby. Hype, 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 hype. My home. It's back. Expect more. I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Have a good day. See you later. Peace, guys.